perks of Ramadan working means you start at 9 o'clock in the morning and you finish at 2 o'clock. I'm home now and I haven't really vlogged much for this week. It's been a bit of a quiet week actually. It's been busy in other terms but quiet in terms of activities and stuff. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to get some questions and answers done. So I asked earlier on today for your Q&As and managed to get some from Instagram, from Twitter, and also from Snapchat. So this vlog is going to be a Q&A vlog. Attempt number 6. Right, so I've got this wonderful person here next to me, the Mrs., aka Miss Bila, because a lot of the questions that came through were about life out here in the UAE. I kind of didn't want to make this vlog alone as well, because again, another big chunk of the viewership on the vlog channel is females who keep asking to see Miss Bila as well. So she's alive, she's not locked up in any cupboard or in the dungeon or anything like that. She's just been busy with Zayn. Yeah. We had quite a lot of questions, but we're going to try and get through as many as possible. Some of the questions we're not going to answer because they've been answered before, or they're very, very specific about job advice, and I'm not going to do that. So let's start off with Instagram first. Check it out. Right, first question is from #Abdul. How you doing, bro? How's Ramadan going? How's it going for you?
Alhamdulillah.
Is it alright?
It's alright.
It's okay. It's alright for me as well. We miss family a lot though, right?
Yeah, it's not the same with that family.
Yeah. It's nice here because the hours are so much shorter than the UK. Actually a bit more comfortable. I finish work a lot earlier than I would do if I was working in the UK, so it's good in that sense, but it's not the same with that family.
It's quite sweet out here, no?
Yeah, it's nice. I suppose we've got our own time, and yeah, we can kind of spend it with Zayn as well. Right, NazU886, he's actually a YouTuber as well, so go and check him out. I'll link him down below. He says, what's been the most difficult or challenging thing for you since you created a YouTube channel? I think the most difficult thing for me has been sticking to a schedule, because I'm kind of a go with my whim kind of guy, and YouTube is not my 9 to 5, it's a hobby, and trying to make a schedule, trying to be strict with time when something is your hobby can be quite difficult. But I've got to do it because YouTube creators, my network, other people have been pushing me to stick with a schedule, sorry. So that's the most challenging thing for me. Right, you can read this one. This is by Sweet Rue. Shall I just read him?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay. So, Sweet Rue, I have followed you and Miss Bila since you barely started on getting into YouTube, and mashallah, mad props to you on your success and everything. My question to you is, how do you balance your work, marriage and social life while being a YouTuber? And also, what advice would you give to recent college graduate about getting into what you're doing? Wow. Alright, first part of it.
How do you balance work, social and marriage life?
This is my balance over here. Alright, the truth is it's very difficult. And sometimes Miss Bila gets a little upset with me, and she's rightly so, because, I don't know how I balance it, but I try and make specific time for specific things. There are times when I've got a slap on the wrist because I've been with baby Kwan, daddy time and stuff, and I go for my phone and I start dealing with emails and other stuff, and I just get this stare from Miss Bila, and I kind of then put my phone away and I realize, I shouldn't be doing that. I used to be a lot worse than what I am now.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
But you balance it much more better now.
That's good. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. I'm just there to remind him. But yeah.
Okay. The other part of it was, what advice would you give to recent college graduates about getting into what you're doing? Don't get into what I'm doing if you want to. Well, it depends. I mean, YouTube, you can do what you want to do. You don't need any training to get into what I'm doing. Just pick up a camera and record and upload and go with the flow. So if you're talking specifically about YouTube, just do it. You don't, you know, getting into what I'm doing. Remember, YouTube is such a con, because a lot of you guys will look at us and think that our major lifestyle is from YouTube, but it isn't. There's a lot of hard work that I have to do on behind the scenes. YouTube is a hobby, and for 99% of the people, it will always remain a hobby. You can only carry on a hobby so long as you've got your basics right, so long as you've got an income coming in, so long as you've got a job, so long as you've got all these other facets and parts of your life in place. If you try and make YouTube your full-time job, you really need to have a lot of capital to make it happen, and we're talking thousands and thousands of pounds to be able to survive off that, because really, in order to make money off YouTube, it's not going to happen through AdSense for a lot of people. AdSense hardly pays the top YouTubers what it used to do in the past. They're having to find alternative kind of methods to bring in money, so just be aware of that. Right, Safina, or underscore Safina. Oh. Intermission. Let me answer this. From the videos that you have uploaded, see what I mean? Which is your favorite and why? He's having bad dreams. From the videos that you have uploaded, which is your favorite and why? For me, I don't know. I don't have a favorite video. But if I was to choose a favorite video, I think I would say my favorite video has to be the big announcement, because that was that was a major situation in our life, and that was the first time that we could share it publicly with you guys, because you know, that's something that's completely affected our YouTube life, our social media life, our life in general. So that for me would be the favorite video. Here's another question by va_Ann. Do you think that YouTube can be one day a normal full-time job for you? Best wishes. Okay, I kind of answered this previously, but let me reiterate. I wouldn't want it to be my full-time job. A couple of years ago, we're talking about 3.5 years ago, I tried to make my YouTube channel at that time, not full-time, but kind of make it a major source of income. I was aware that it couldn't ever be a full-time job at that time, but I wanted it to be a serious part of my income, and it was really, really difficult. And what I found happened to me was I started to focus on, it was all about numbers, and it was all about AdSense, and it was all about trying to reach targets, and less about enjoying it. And I went off it. It turned me really sour. So I wouldn't want it to be my full-time job, no. Guess who's back? Alright, let me find where I was. Morning. Did that one. Okay, Amal Damak says, I know life can be fine and dandy in the UAE, but what is the biggest challenge you've come across thus far in the Emirates, besides the heat that may have taken time to adjust to? This is easy.
Family.
And friends, definitely. Without family and friends, it's been quite tough. Yeah, it's been tough for you?
Extremely tough. I think first year was extremely tough. I think you do get used to it, but I mean, you know, you can't live without family.
Okay, the only way is Imzi. How are you, bro? How would you best convince your wife to move to the UAE to work if she's not keen on the idea? What would you say is the ingredient to happy marriage and fatherhood in your busy working life? Right, well, if you didn't want to be out here, how would I convince you to come out here?
I don't think you would be able to convince me.
Yeah, I think if somebody doesn't want to come out, it's quite difficult.
I think it's a partnership, so like, just as much as you want to come out, your wife should be happy as well. You can't force somebody to, it's such a big move, and it's a big change, and it's being away from family and friends, so it's a big sacrifice. So like, unless she doesn't see any positives in it, then I don't know.
And I suppose there's the answer to the other part of it. What's the ingredients? What is the ingredient to a happy marriage? It's like, you know, you've got to kind of like
Be honest
and
communication,
and go with what the other half wants as well, what they need.
yeah.
All right. Mrs. Khan 24, salam, loving your vlogs, they're so inspirational, mashallah, and something me and my husband look forward to in our hectic lives as working parents to a 1-year-old. My question is whether you would ever consider whether you would ever make the move back to the UK, or do you consider the UAE to be your permanent home? P.S. Can you ask Miss Bila whether she will consider making some cooking videos? All right. So, would we ever go back to the UK, or have we made the UAE our home? This gets asked quite a lot. There's been 2-3 other questions related to this.
I think this is our home temporarily.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we do want to go back to the UK at some point when we're comfortable enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we have to see this as a home temporarily. I don't think it's a permanent home.
Yeah. If you're an expat in the Middle East, doesn't matter which country you're in, you're never like fully. I mean, like, no one ever makes you feel that you're not part of that country. I mean, the UAE has been unbelievably open to us, and it's given us a ton of opportunities that our own country, the UK, hasn't done.
Yeah.
But I don't know, you never feel like it's your permanent home, and I don't know why. I think it's the fact that you know, I mean, you need a job to be out here, or you need to own property to be out here, and there's a lot of visa issues and things like that. And I think that's probably, for me, one of the things that reminds me every time I have to renew your visa or my visa or Zayn's ID card. You remember that, oh yeah, this is kind of like something that you have to do. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people ask this. I suppose I can use this opportunity to answer those questions about when we're going to go back. I don't know when we're going to go back. We're just going with the flow at the moment. We'll see how it is. We'll see how it pans out. At the moment, it's better for us to be out here than it is to be in the UK, but things can change like that. So yeah, watch this space. And finally, when are you going to consider making some more cooking videos?
Inshallah. I really don't have the time at the moment. You know, I don't have any family support out here, so like Zayn takes up a lot of my time. So I mean, one day. Yeah, one day.
Okay, ZI80 Halasis. She says, are you planning a meet and greet when you're next in Leicester? You know what, I don't like the idea of a meet and greet, but what we will do is we'll post up, like, we're going to go out somewhere, probably for a cafe or a restaurant, and we'll let people know. We'll put it up on Twitter, and if you want to come, then you can come.
Yeah.
The meet and greets, they're a bit complicated because
I'm a bit formal, isn't it?
Yeah, they're a bit too formal. So we'll tell people where we are, and if they want to come, they can come, and you know, they can chill with us or whatever. And also, there's some issues about meet and greet. Like if you go to a restaurant or any place, they want to know, oh, how many people are you bringing. We can't guarantee that we know how many will be there. But yeah, on Twitter or Instagram, we'll let people know. Right, Ali Hidder 627 asked, to whom you give credit to be successful? This is really easy. Like for us, we give it to God. Like part of our belief system is that good and bad, everything comes from God ultimately, and you have to work towards things. But if there's only one credit, it would be to God, for me anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's answer this question. Saman786, sis, Assalamu alaikum, sis. She said, how has the entry of Baby Kwan changed your life? Oh my God.
Completely.
I mean, this is a classic example of how it's changed our life. Like this vlog is going to go out, I don't know, like first thing in the morning on Thursday as opposed to Wednesday. He's changed our life completely, man. Like everything revolves around him.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. We have to think about him now. He's our priority, essentially, before anything else.
He keeps us busy.
Yeah.
There is no me and him time.
Yeah.
There isn't any.
At the moment, there isn't. Yeah.
But
it's good because like there is us time now, which helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll change. You know, when he gets a bit older, and you know, we'll be better able to kind of like manage him. At the moment, he's still very dependent on us. So.
Yeah.
But it's been less and less.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah.
But that's been a learning curve. Right. Next question. Creed Sohail. Again, check this guy out. I'm going to post a link down below. He runs a really awesome YouTube channel and Vimeo channel called UK Vibe TV. Really inspiring stuff. He says, this is interesting. What can you do today that you couldn't do a year ago? What will you be able to do at this time next year? This is insane. What a question, man. He's really good with the question. All right. Shall I answer that first?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. What I couldn't do yesterday that I can do today is like I can provide for my family without having to worry about it. Alhamdulillah. Like that's major for me. Like not having to worry about money in the way that it used to be in the UK. You know, like I had a reasonable job in the UK, but it was like just the ends never met. And it was really tough and difficult. So that for me would be just like, that's insane. Like I don't have to worry, I don't have to count my money for things. Like before I would have to budget and plan for everything. I don't have to do that now, and that's major. What will I be able to do this time next year? No idea. No idea, and I think I'm enjoying that now. Part of life is that you kind
it's
of
the unknown,
and you just go with it. So I don't know. What about you?
Repeat the question.
What can you do today that you couldn't do a year ago?
Does being a mother count?
Yeah.
He was my belly last year.
He was in your belly last year, now he's out your belly. Yeah.
Being a mother.
Okay. Alright, this is my cousin, the Sand Planet. How you doing, bro? Can't wait to catch up with you when you get back. Ali Hassan. What makes a good marriage? Don't know. I don't know.
That's not a good sign.
No, I think
it's a combination of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Communication. Sacrifice. No, compromise. Yeah.
Sacrifice.
Yeah. What else?
And 2 separate credit cards.
No. No.
And knowing when.
Honesty as well. Honesty.
And
it's really important.
knowing when to. Just knowing when the other person needs you. Like sometimes they don't say. I don't say sometimes. You don't say sometimes. So you've got to be in tune with that, and that means knowing when to put your phone down as well, and your other gadgets as well.
And get to know each other.
Yeah.
It's
I still
really
don't know
important.
you though.
Well, to a certain extent, innit?
Alright, okay, Umar Ahmed _91 said, First off, Ramadan Mubarak. My question is, how have you benefited from living and working in Abu Dhabi, and would you recommend a move there career-wise? How have I benefited living and working? It's been insane for us. We needed it when we needed it in our life to come out here, and it was just...
It's changed our life.
It's changed our life for the better. And really, it wasn't planned. Like, it just happened, and we were like, well, what's there to do? So we ended up doing it. And then since being out here, we've realized just what a major deal it's been. Have you benefited? Would you recommend a move there career-wise? Look, I get asked a lot about this. I've been out here now for around about 3 years. The job market isn't what it used to be. A lot of jobs aren't paying what they used to. The requirements are different now from what they used to be. A lot of UK Brits want to come out, and really you've got to kind of, it depends what sector you're in, what area you're in. You can Google, check out forums and see whether or not it's worth it. It's a major move, and it really depends on how long you'll be out here. You're not gonna you're not going to break even for the first year, probably not even for the second year. So you've got to bear that in mind. If you're going to make a move out here, you've got to be here relatively long term, and that might not be worth it. It might be better to stay in the UK or the US or wherever else you're from. So you've got to factor in these things. I mean, for us, we had nothing to lose to come out here, and we fancied a change as well. So that's why it worked out okay for us. All right, Martis Singh, how has living in Abu Dhabi affected your social relationships with friends and family in the UK?
It's been alright.
I think with family it's been alright. We've been closer with family. With friends, drifted for me.
Do you think so?
I have. I don't keep in touch because I'm so busy now with the friends that I had in the UK. And they don't keep in touch with me so much because they've been busy with kids and stuff. I think when we go back, it's quite a good thing because it's just like concentrated time. So we do spend time together, but I don't know. We're not as much in contact because, I don't know, we're just not.
Just busy, innit?
Yeah. Okay, Miriam _ Marwa, Halasis, she asked, if you could go back in time and give your younger self advice, what would it be and why? Insane. Some of these questions are awesome, like really get you to think. Go on, what would you tell your younger self?
For me personally, it would be to believe in myself, right? You know, like, don't be scared, and like have self-confidence, and like grab the opportunity like whilst it's there, because like I feel I never quite achieved what I wanted to achieve, and that's purely down to self-confidence and not believing in myself. So I don't know, I'd say that, to be honest.
Okay, if I was to see myself, a younger version of myself, what advice would I give? I tell myself to keep calm, bro. Just relax, have patience, because I was very, very impatient, and that impatience meant that I lost out on quite a few opportunities. So I would just tell myself to be cool, to be calm, and just go with the flow and just enjoy the journey. I think that's one of the key things that I would tell a lot of you guys who at the moment might not feel in control of your lives. Just go with the flow. Like you can't just sit back and say, oh well, Allah Kareem, you know, like whatever happens will happen, sort of thing. But what you should do is you must make sure that you have a plan, and then you implement that plan, and you must have some kind of check system that if this doesn't work for 6 months or whatever, I've got to find an alternative or whatever. But go with the flow. You don't know where opportunities will come from, and just chill, relax. It's okay.
Just try and keep trying.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move over to Snapchat.
Okay.
And the first question is from Wasif Parvezio. What's yours and Miss Bila's zodiac signs? I'm a fish.
Guess. What is it?
Yours?
No, what's yours?
Yeah, I'm a fish.
But is it not?
I'm a fish. I'm a Pisces.
Yeah, Pisces.
What's yours?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Yeah. She's trying to hunt me, innit? Yeah. All right, next question. This is from Leika bin Tal'at, I'm guessing. How integrated do expats in the UAE feel with the locals, Emiratis? Do they engage in much conversations, etc.? And number 2, are you wanting Zayn to be brought up in the UAE or the UK, and your reason for the chosen answer? All right, first of all, how integrated do we feel? I think we feel more integrated than other expats. Generally, most expats here don't feel very integrated. And I don't know why. Expats stick to themselves, Emiratis stick to themselves. But you have to make an effort. I think expats need to make an effort. We try and make an effort, but it's very hard, and you have to garner trust, especially from locals. But locals are very friendly once you talk and engage with them.
Your students are amazing.
Yeah, I mean, some of my students are just phenomenal. Really, really friendly, and they tell me about culture and life, and I ask them very openly. I don't feel like ashamed or scared to ask them certain questions. So.
And they don't even know me, and some of them keep in contact with me as well. Yeah, very friendly.
Okay, are you wanting Zayn to be brought up here or in the UK? He'll have a much better life here. His formative years, I think he'll have a much better life here. Kids here are much more studious. They're much more international here, much more creative and, what's the other word I'm looking for? Adventurous.
Yeah,
there's a lot of kids downstairs that we see who will interact with other nationalities, you know, and they're much more mature than the same age kids are back in the UK.
Yeah,
that's the thing that struck us first of all. The other thing is,
I think it's a reasonable environment as well. You know, there's no like sort of drugs or violence or alcohol or people smoking out in public as much as there is like in the UK. And, you know, I think that's a blessing as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want Zayn to be brought up around that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Hassan NR17, he asked, if you were to move to another city, where would you go?
City or country?
Don't know. Let's assume country.
I know where you want to go.
Where would you want to go?
I don't know where I'd want to go, but I know where you'd want to
It's
go.
not a stalker. She just followed me.
You'd want to go like Medina.
Yeah, a couple of opportunities have popped up in Medina, which is the city of the Prophet in Saudi Arabia. That's probably one of the places that if I had to move, I'd like to move. I don't know. Again, go with the flow, just see what happens.
Or like Malaysia.
Yeah, Malaysia would be nice. It's a little too far away, I think, travel-wise.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it'd be nice to go and explore it.
I wouldn't mind exploring another Islamic country.
Yeah. Okay, this is from Nabila.
Nabila.
I'd like to ask you, would you recommend moving to Abu Dhabi, and when are you coming to Leicester? By the way, you are inspiring and amazing. Thank you. We kind of answered this already. Move to Abu Dhabi if it's right for you. Don't go out of your way to move to another country. You've got to kind of tally it up. And when are we coming to Leicester? We'll be arriving probably on Eid Day, staying for about 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks in London somewhere. So yeah. Farouk Naeem, how are you, bro? He said baby Kwan's favorite food. Yogurt. He loves his yogurt. Like he goes crazy over yogurt. What else? AAA said, Abshir Huna, what's your favorite phone or gadget you have used on your tech channel? I don't know. None of the gadgets are. Oh yeah, the cars. The cars are awesome. The cars are the gadgets that I enjoy. But I don't know. Gadgets they just come through now. Land on the table. Yeah, it's another gadget. Can't use it. Review it, sort of thing. My favorite, man. Come on, I have to pick one. Which is my favorite gadget that I've used or reviewed? I think Google Glass was pretty insane. That was quite fun to use.
That's tricky.
Yeah, and really, really different. Right, Harris FRQ, he says, hey Emkwan, how does the price of things in Abu Dhabi compare to the UK, like TVs and other homeware tech? Some things are cheaper here, like food.
I think technology.
Technology generally is cheaper.
Yeah.
And petrol obviously it's cheaper. But for other stuff, it's really expensive.
Accommodation's expensive.
Oh my god, accommodation is ridiculous.
Actually, some food, like outside food, export food
tends to be quite expensive.
Tends to be like fruit and veg. I think they're quite expensive.
Yeah. The other thing is clothing.
Clothing is so expensive.
H&M and Topman out here are just it's like Armani.
Anything that's foreign is expensive.
Yeah. Cars are cheap, incidentally, generally. Right, my Blushi, hello. What inspired you to get into YouTube? I was bored. I wanted to stay out of trouble. And I really like tech, and I wanted to use my boredom to kind of get busy with stuff. So So yeah, right. K7Re. Salam, hope you and your family are doing well. I have a question for Oscar Emkwan. Can you explain the process it took to move to Abu Dhabi, or basically explain your experience moving?
That's a whole different video.
That's a completely different video. We'll do that in a separate video. Oh god, there's another one. Look, it's all about work. Noura, what car do you drive? I drive an Infiniti FX 35. That's it. Should we leave it at that? This vlog is going to be super long otherwise.
Did you get any messages from Twitter?
I did.
I want to do a few because you mentioned him.
Let's do Twitter. Where is my saved ones? Twitter is... Alright. First one. What's your favourite place to visit in the world and why? This is from the Buzz Crew, by the way. Go and check them out. Link down below. What's your favourite place you'd like to visit? Let's assume you haven't visited many places.
I want to visit Malaysia. I really do.
You really do?
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah. Let's hope we don't get lost when we go visit.
Oh, where do you want to visit?
Alright, is. Don't know. I don't know. Malaysia would be nice. I'd like to go over to New York.
You're the next extreme.
It's like the other side. I like to go. No, I like to visit like the US, but that's kind of that's.
Oh, you wanted to visit like Japan. And
oh yeah, Tokyo. Of course, yeah. I'd love to visit Tokyo. Tokyo would be awesome to go and visit. Yeah, Tokyo or the US. All right. M_MLA asked, what's the name of the mosque you go for Jummah? Do they have live streaming or Tarawih? They don't have live streaming or Tarawih. Yeah. What's the name of the mosque? I don't know what it's called. But next time I go to the mosque, I'll try and take a picture for you. It's got a specific name. It's really awesome. I thought it was a government mosque, but it was actually donated by someone. Like that whole mosque was like he put everything into it and built that mosque for the local area. It's insane. MashaAllah. Right, that's it from us for now. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. We'll do more Q&A. It's Snapchat or Instagram. Go and follow us. It's really easy, at Emkwan and at Miss Bila, only on Instagram, although she hardly posts anything because she's so busy.
I do have a lie.
Are you going to get on Snapchat? People are going to ask. No, sorry.
I really don't have the time. I really don't.
So you can follow me though at Emkwan.
But I'm there in the background.
Yeah. Sometimes Miss Bila hijacks my account and posts up random stuff. But anyway, that's it from us guys for now. I hope you guys have enjoyed this vlog. I'm sorry it's going out so late. Yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace and blessings.
Why do you do that until that?
I don't know.
You're swearing.
No, I'm not swearing. Never. Alright. Should we just do the bam in the camera?
Do it together.
3, 2, 1. Boom.